is it not letting me subscribe to my stuff though? Subscribe again. Okay, so now if I go to my video. Upcoming? What are you talking about upcoming? It's pretty on. Cool. So now I gotta do this again. Why can't I hear this, man? This is so frustrating. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so what did I do for that one? Let me see. So this would be what? Ah, copy. Okay, so this would be. So, huh. Separate audio tracks. Okay, so which dark was it where they separated? The force meter. Oh, okay. I'll figure this out somehow, some way. Okay, so mm, audio output capture. Okay, I see that. Making sure that it goes through. Doing everything that I need to straight to blah, blah, blah. Síguele dándole poquito a poquito porque se no es poquito, poquitito. Let's see. Si vuole aiuta.
Today
Damn, now I
I'm
gotta
really
do all that
excited. We're
again.
gonna be playing some Final Fantasy. Some Final Fantasy.
What's his name? That audio. That's weird. That's real weird.
This is Natalie and John Shirella, the parents of Mackenzie Shirella. Just hours earlier, they were informed their daughter was involved in a devastating car accident and that she was transported by helicopter to the nearest hospital. However, they're about to hear from this officer who changed the course of their and Mackenzie's life forever.
Okay. No. Well, sometimes you want to sit down. They say this. Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased. Daughter shot. Who died?
Mackenzie's boyfriend, Dom Russo, as well as their friend Davion, were pronounced dead after the crash, making Mackenzie the suspect of a potential double murder. However, police had their doubts. Most assumed that this was simply the result of a tragic accident on Mackenzie's behalf. But as the investigation would progress, dark and disturbing secrets would reveal this was clearly much more than just an accident.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking?
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
Around 1 a.m. on July 31st, 2022, Mackenzie, Dominic, and Davion were at a house party in their local town. They decided.
Yo.
memorable KO. Here tonight, he told us, and I quote, "It's the only thing I've ever brought to combat sports. It's violence and a little technique. That's how I get my hand raised." And the huge Scarface fan is looking forward to introducing Diaz to its little fit.
Way to the ring from Stockton, California, the popular and acclaimed MMA legend, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, it's real, raw, as it gets, unfiltered, unapologetic, unwavering, win or lose. Diaz always down to fight, and he's always got 0x to give. He said that the success that he's achieved are due to the hard lessons he learned growing up in Stockton, saying, and I quote, "If you can live where I live, you can live anywhere." It's the team of boxing plus in the heart of Sonoma, the ultimate grudge match, the confines of the boxing ring. And let's now go to the tail of the tape for the main event. Diaz versus Masvidal, last man standing. Both of them after 5 years, knocking on the door of 40. Both very similar in weight and reach. Masvidal did get the better of the striking exchanges in their MMA fights, but now it's a pure fight. And things are about to light up like a match. Here's Jimmy Lemon Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California, for the featured bout of the evening. Jerky and Pot's Extraordinary Tequila. Tonight's action is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Peter Villegas, executive officer. Miami, Florida. He weighed in at 175.2 pounds with 52 MMA bouts in his storied career. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring, record of 1 win and no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the longtime and acclaimed star of MMA and legendary knockout artist, introducing the former UFC lightweight champion, introducing Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. And his opponent across the ring, ready to go, fighting out of the red corner, wearing a white cross with blood-stained, hanging from representing his home of Stockton, California. Weighed in at 175.6 pounds, a wildly popular MMA grade of 35 fights, and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Tonight he is looking for his first win in his second boxing ring. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the popular and electrifying star of MMA, the renowned combat sports icon, introducing Nate Diaz. the instructions, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go. Hey, let him go here. Let him walk. You guys want to try to grab him now? God bless.
Rivalry between Edison and Tesla. This is a rivalry. Find yourself someone who loves you the way this California crowd loves Nate Diaz. Or a Masvidal known as Street Jesus is ready to baptize another opponent. 3 judges chosen by the California State Athletic Commission seated at ringside using the 10-point must system. The winner of each round gets 10 points. The opponent nonetheless based on clean, offensive, punches, the battle.
Boy, coming off southpaw, very interesting. He is not a southpaw.
This is southpaw, but you're right, Sugar. Masvidal playing games already came out. The southpaw. And wanting to utilize his speed and advantage. Nate Diaz, you know what you're going to do.
This fight could very well play out like Chris versus Anthony Pettis. They both have same styles.
Meanwhile, this fight is going to be a big part of this matchup. Will be a part of all this heavy traffic stay open all night. And again, over 18,000 selling out this building for an instant run match of the game.
They might lose these early rounds, but I think he can fight this kind of pace for all day.
Masvidal sacrificing time spent with his young family in Miami, spending 6 months in Las Vegas, working with Jorge Capatillo, going all in for his sophomore appearance, his first boxing match in 19 years. Diaz hoping to erase the bitter taste of his first boxing match, but he was dropped and outpointed by takedown. This fight came 10 pounds, 85 pounds, and already a better
Absolutely, Nate looks good. Look at this. Nate's been boxing professionally, maybe not boxing battles, but his entire career he's been training with professional boxers.
Mauro Ranallo, former 2-time boxing welterweight champion, Sean Porter, and current UFC bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley, here at ringside for this historic main event. And Diaz putting it on Masvidal. Early stages, and Masvidal again, maybe just seeing what Diaz has to offer. Keep loading that proverbial thing.
Nate's smiling, having fun in there.
Listen to the point where my boy Sugar said, he said this could be a very resembling fight of Avila and Pettis. Those guys didn't know how to transition from speed to power. But it's not the case with Masvidal and Diaz. You see the same sort of punching. We're coming in front of me. I hope Masvidal knows how to transition from speed to power.
Minute left in the first round, their common MMA opponent, Donald Cerrone, predicts Diaz will win, citing his busier hands and knees. This here in the opening round.
Conor McGregor had what, 500,000 on him?
$100 million fighting. First round is in the books. Full of their star power and support that a guy who 0-1 is a boxer and a guy that's 1-0 has sold out the Honda Center with over 18,000 in attendance. What a world we're living in, kids.
I love seeing it. These guys are UFC legends, and it's amazing to see.
And again, I remember 2011 in San Diego when Jorge Masvidal challenged Gilbert Melendez to his falling short and he puts together a good on Diaz. And many of us thought that was it for Masvidal then. Here he is 14 years later, lining this card and now starting to come back against Diaz. And of course, Diaz right alive with the scar issue. It was busted up in their MMA fight thanks to the foot of Masvidal, but that's an area that Masvidal's going to target.
right? The end again, and his MMA instructing center. The pace, Masvidal grabbing a little more, his punches. It's actually pretty impressive what Jake Paul was able to do with Nate. Nate is a very, very skilled boxer.
You know, we're seeing offense from Nate. I mean, in 2 rounds already, this second round even over. He's probably throwing more punches than he threw the entire fight against Jake Paul. And so there's the difference there.
Midpoint of the second round in an opening round, according to Top U Box, he has credited with landing 15 of 77 punches. Masvidal 11 of 58. Diaz with the edge 5-0 in body shots. Nice right hand from Masvidal, and Masvidal goes to the body. He landed a nice left hook to the body in their MMA. And you know you're going to target downstairs as much as he goes head hunting.
Masvidal being very smart with his punches. He's not punching as hard as he can, kind of matching Nate's speed. Because this is a 10-round fight.
That right there, we call it ripping off. You know, it's cool to touch, but then you gotta rip off something hard.
Yes, sir. Nate don't really rip off. He kind of just
Masvidal continues to fight at the top.
very interesting.
That's a last left turn by Nate Diaz. Of course, he wants to add some sneak to those punches. As a matter from Masvidal.
Taking a beat over and be left, and I thought,
And the top of that kick, right hook, Masvidal beginning to find his rhythm. Going to the bottom with the jab. He is backing up with Masvidal. He could be guarded in the front. Masvidal. 5 seconds of the second. A more competitive second round in terms of his defensive technique. Taking the first one.
Second round for Jorge. Still, that was a very close round.
Close for the never-ending game for Masvidal.
Oh, man.
Masvidal training at elevation in Las Vegas and under the old school methods of looking at Chuck Masvidal to kick off round 3. Opening up on Diaz.
that's what we need. You know, I think the difference here, Diaz most recently came up with that 3-minute round on game night, you know, against Jake Paul.
And it continues to be the Masvidal fights from a southpaw stance and is having success.
Yeah, he's having more success this round, but I think we lost Ryan actually just letting his hands go this round early on.
Yeah, trust in your cardio and let those hands go.
Goes to the body, digging to the body is Masvidal, the tail. And their yes, very good angle work, landing the combination.
Now, I wonder if Nate had any idea Jorge would come out with southpaw.
Would have,
Is he boxing like he can, though?
yeah.
Is he boxing like
I think I said it in the walk into the ring. He has 0 F's to give. In the event that he keeps coming forward. He tries to throw the hook back on the try guard, and Masvidal goes to the body. They were throwing bunches and bunches, and that round Masvidal threw 76 punches, landed 21. Diaz threw 73, landed 14. It's the midway point of the middle.
Yeah, Masvidal has to land some really good body shots to slow Nate down. Because these headshots, I mean, I don't know if it'll slow him down much, but those body shots, they definitely will.
I gotta tell you, Diaz, his body looks ugly.
Counter left hook by Masvidal.
Did Jake Paul. We know that.
He was way heavier. He got 10 rounds heavy. He's fought at 155 and 170 as a mixed martial artist, so 175 more natural weight for both these guys. Masvidal lands another stick jab from southpaw by Masvidal.
For Nate to get this Nate to get this fight back. He lost against Jorge Masvidal in MMA. You know, he's gonna take this fight so serious.
The relentless pursuit pace of Diaz, but Masvidal using angles, using power shots, but Diaz picking up pace. There's 30 seconds left in the third, but it's Masvidal using the angles.
Yeah, and he's going to turning what he needs
Diaz fights like he's an extra The Walking Dead. Just keep coming forward.
But that's where the big shots are going to be landing from Jorge. When he's pivoted out, Nate's trying to circle back kind of towards him. That's where the big shots could be landing.
You gotta work that body more. When it's too close to the body, and then stop.
Punches, but they threw up again. They're throwing. They're averaging over 75 punches around.
That's amazing.
And we have reached round number 4, scheduled for 10 in the light heavyweight division. And every fight is different, but definitely a much better looking Diaz in terms of his approach, technique, and effective. And Masvidal right there as well. They clinch him.
Curious if it'll be move into that order. He's doing pretty decent for
Made his bread and butter, but right with the orthodox hand. Yeah, he looks comfortable and so-far.
Right hand heavy.
He's an orthodox fighter.
Yeah, he's right hand heavy. From the southpaw stance. I got a feeling, to your point, I think he's going to switch up at some point. Start really letting some stuff go.
Diaz going to the body like a trainer. Richard Perez wants him to do.
Come on, work, guys. Hurry on, man, go.
That's a tough style to have. You know you're going to get punched a lot, but that's how you beat guys. People out punching, out punch themselves, punching you in the face, and then you start taking over.
Another chip lands for Masvidal. Diaz comes back with a double jab of his own. But the counter punches for Masvidal. They're tension.
Yeah, he's taking short steps back and he's just over.
And he's sitting there with these right hooks.
Come on, work, gentlemen, work.
Really good combination right there. Always right back, right?
Pivot, back on, and stick. Very few people can have that style, that punching slow, just in your drill the entire fight. This guy will not laugh well, and I'm glad I'm ready.
No, I don't want to.
That's the thing with Nate. You gotta stay focused. Can't allow his antics to get to you. And right there we saw he got caught for the 1-2, but not for the caught for the 1-2. After they walked off, he walked up. And then he came back with a right check, yo.
Queen of the number 1 criteria in boxing. 10 seconds left in the fourth as the crowd serenades the Diaz.
From landing on top of the head, it was a knockdown, but it was like a stumbly kind of, wasn't right clean on the jaw.
This is round number 5. Nate Diaz was born the day after the memorable war between Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns, April 16, 1985. St. Peter's Papa Ranella watching tonight in the mighty metropolis of Mount Eden, Columbia, Canada. But the reason I bring that up is because Masvidal said this would not be for Hearns. He doesn't want to get back to that. He said it wasn't going to be a war. It was going to be an ass kicking. Well, so far Diaz has something to say about that.
Well, I guess Masvidal forgot about Nate Diaz's gas tank and his work rate, right, Sugar?
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Nate's putting on a beautiful performance right now.
Masvidal tracked 10 days with Roy Jones Jr. Speaking of the almost forgotten as well.
I don't know what's so beautiful.
But here with just over 2 minutes left in the first half of this scheduled 10-round.
There's a switch.
That was nice.
What's
Nice
going
right
to
hand.
happen? Showtime.
I love that switch and that overhead right there that just came from Masvidal. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that.
From a boxing standpoint, what do you think from what you've seen from these two neophyte boxers?
Well, what I want to see, I want to see that right there, more body work. But in terms of the positioning, in terms of the way these guys release their shots, not too bad.
Putting up on here. Sugar, what is your take? We have a minute and a half left in the first half of the fight.
Man, I'm truly enjoying being able to sit this close to this fight. Yeah, Nate's been putting it on before it will every once in a while land a couple nice, hard combos, but Nate's looking really good.
Yeah, walking up with a
Little boy Jones,
yeah, gonna get a little Bobo action.
good for the game and all that come with it.
Moving forward, I gotta ask you, Sugar, moving forward, when Nate gets hit clean, he's the one getting hit clean with some bigger punches. Should I be concerned at all? He's eating it all.
He's got a carbon fiber chin, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just some people that don't go down, and Nate's one of those guys.
His cheek top. Ooh, nice double right hook to the body by Masvidal.
I think you could hit Nate with a baseball bat on the head, and I don't think he'd go down.
What happened to the body?
The body, I mean, everyone's susceptible to a liver shot. Masvidal's punches are landing a lot harder, but Nate is just overwhelming him with punches. Stop throwing punches at you.
It make you look bad, right?
Make you look bad.
At the midpoint of the fight, as we begin round
Is he coming out orthodox?
Sorry, why I get so excited?
Six round.
88 of 333, 26% clip. Diaz 70 of 376, 19%. And they're not landing at a high rate when it comes to power shots, but they're busy, and considering their relative inexperience as a boxer, they're not a shot right hand crowded. There is the right hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Masvidal's gonna try to run Nate into some right hands. I think he's got it set up.
And you wonder, because he is so much more experienced and better at orthodox, why it took him so long to go to orthodox.
I got one for you. Terrence Crawford. So every fight that's orthodox, Roy switches up.
But that's Terrence Crawford. But listen, one in the United States. Masvidal.
The reason for the switch, though, you get your punch moving in a certain direction. You create that rhythm. Then once you switch up, the opponent isn't able to get off of that rhythm. That's stuff that Terrence does, and I think that's what Masvidal
is a student of the game again. From so many boxing luminaries, but he continues to put on the pressure. Minute 45 left in the sixth.
It's so impressive Nate can keep his pace up.
Body shot by Masvidal. He tries to slow down his pace, and that's one way to do it. I tap that body like it's filled with candy. Just over a minute left in the sixth. Once again, that 5,000 punches. It's that constant volume. Not a lot of pop, but that's never been his calling card.
Good body work.
Ooh, you did.
Both of you got them in tremendous shape.
Yeah, for sure.
Big exchange up there, y'all.
That's what's good. Look at the one fight. That's a shot from Diaz. Seconds left in the 60th. Mason Walker with the right. Masvidal back to back. That's the next. Stop the yeah, by here. As chin is, Mr. Porter, you're seeing it on the screen. Takes the punishment, sugar, but boy.
Man, that style. They landed on Nate. But Nate backed up for about a split second, then right back on him.
pivotal role in the Diaz corner. The cut man stitched Duran, not needed yet. And with Diaz, he's always going to have swelling around the ankle. We're seeing it already build, but if he does suffer a cut, he's got one of the best in the business in his corner in Stitch Duran as round 7 begins and Diaz continues to walk down Masvidal.
Jorge's got to trust him to be able to lead in that second win.
That's something too, Masvidal. More face. We can see more face.
Face caught, spacing, making someone glitch takes a lot of energy, so you're gonna get a lot less space in these later rounds, especially if he's getting a little bit tired.
Yep.
But trust
It
in that.
could be effective, but
Yes, very well, could be.
well, this. Once again, showboating is one thing, but here you are, the main event of this pay-per-view in front of a sold-out crowd, and of course, DX wants to exercise the demon. It's funny. It was in this building, the Honda Center, after beating Anthony Pettis, who we saw in action earlier tonight. When Diaz won in the octagon, he called out Jorge Masvidal. That was the planting of the seeds for the ceremonial BMF title fight in the octagon. And here they are at the Honda Center, meeting in the boxing ring.
I definitely felt there was like this symbolism for that's coming here tonight for this fight.
And kudos to Masvidal. Here's a guy again who holds a victory over Diaz, and yet calling Diaz a diva in terms of negotiations. Diaz being the A-side, coming out blasted. Masvidal, we have seen all of it. And wanting to make Diaz pay for those demands, but a competitive affair here.
See, that's the transition that I'm talking about. When you go to the body, go with some serious intent. That's how you hurt somebody.
Masvidal, another jab from the southpaw stance.
Hook off the jab right there for Masvidal.
The hook from Diaz.
Switch now.
Under a minute left in the 7th round.
Clearly, both men took this fight very serious. It was a high output, very competitive fight.
Body shot, whipping the right hand of the body is Masvidal going upstairs. Diaz gets countered again. Diaz turns, beautiful combination of body. Diaz putting it in Masvidal, but Masvidal still able to counter effectively. One shot.
Listen, tonight is going to be for the judges. All about what you like.
What you like should be the criteria for
Absolutely.
Big fight.
Showtime, you're the boxing expert again. All things being relative, what do you think?
Listen, I gave that last round to Diaz. I actually went with the quantity. Nobody wants that.
Imagine. Then these guys got to go to a kickboxing match to settle it.
Like that tongue, Mr. O'Malley, even though you're doing a great job tonight. No one wants to see it.
No, I agree.
But you're right. Well, wait a minute. Could be fair according to our own unofficial score. Mr. Showtime Sean Porter very close. Diaz up by a point and again. Judges are seated at different sides of the ring, seeing what they see, but Diaz keeps coming forward, always going to do the same. You'd like to see a little more punch variety, maybe some punch.
I'm gonna blame my producer here, and I'm gonna do that. I actually have a 4 rounds to prove for Masvidal. So I think that was a little backwards comment.
Man, this is such a close fight. It depends on how you're scoring them.
Well, they want to settle the score. Definitive anticlimactic conclusion where Masvidal was getting the better of Diaz. 5 minutes ago in the octagon, they stopped it for cuts around the right front. Shoulder speed, and now Masvidal putting his punches together. Diaz
It's almost unthinkable to see these guys still in their spot. Martin favor from the crowd. Maybe doing a little more for Dope as well. Gotta be careful. Constantly deep. March himself out and then coming with his more potent attack. But GM is throwing more, landing more here in Replays. And he's closing the distance in terms of the totals. 50 more left of the blowing the ropes.
God, I don't know who keeps sneaking these rounds. Sneaking these rounds and these big shots.
Appreciative of what they're seeing so far. Pay-per-view presenting Diaz versus Masvidal. Last man standing. Look at these. In the name of Jesus. He's doing this right here. Come on.
Nice combination.
Boxing style.
They're two OGs.
Amen.
These guys will fight too with that.
Number 9. Enjoy that shower, guys. This is not blood. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Right.
There's the blended unofficial scorecard where Mr. Showtime Sharpshooter has Masvidal ahead by 2 points. And again, Sugar Sean O'Malley said it best. I mean, look at the catching shots of Masvidal, the more stunning power. And yet Diaz is right there, and he's landing his own shot, scoring his own fair amount, but not.
And it's hard for both these guys. Whoever's going to win this fight, if it doesn't end up being a draw, both guys are going to feel like they did everything they needed to do to win this fight. But it's because their styles. You know, they, again, like you said, he's got that pour out style, and then Bastok is much cleaner and harder to defend for this fight.
The body shot by Masvidal, leading the guard up. Diaz beginning to slow up the sweating and trying to put together combinations. A lot of those blocks from the guard of Masvidal, although a right slipped in for Diaz. Another jab. And there again, so Diaz puts together these combinations, and yet then Masvidal punctuates it with a leg counter.
So tricky to score. You know Nate wants to flip him off of those gloves.
He did when he defeated Kurt Pellegrino via triple choke, slipping the it's another 4 for Mr. Nate Diaz. Just a left in the down.
That's what makes they focus. He's focused.
Appreciating it. Masvidal firing back with rights.
This is so impressive from both guys. I've said it over and over.
He's wondering why Masvidal stays so put, doesn't go back to work the rings for his first fighting power in his MMA career again. Popping back to the bar, running less than half a minute remaining in the penultimate round. They're standing right in front of each other. And just in front of each other.
Orthodox. Look at that knee right hand.
Towards him now, back to southpaw.
He dropped Nate with the right hand in the fight. He dropped there too with the right hand. The right hand is a power weapon.
His face already been checked. He's it's a close encounter. With the here with our main event, 10-bit final round on deck.
Look at this. Big right hand. Big right hand from Masvidal. You can't say it anymore. You get big shots from Masvidal, and then you get said anymore. You get big shots from Masvidal, and then you get the quantity, the output coming from Diaz.
This arena will not be happy if they announce Jorge Masvidal as the winner.
3 minutes left.
I'm about to start sneaking around the deal.
Time for Diaz and Masvidal to echo Eminem's words. Lose themselves in the moment. This is the moment, the final round. Round 2. Listen to the crowd. He's from 670 punches, landed 135. Masvidal's thrown 588 punches, landed 162. Diaz has thrown more. Masvidal's landed more, landing at a higher percentage, but still, he was fucked.
Yeah, everything about Nate Diaz is deceptive. You look at his body, you don't expect the work rate. Take the gas tank that he's got. There's punch, the way he delivers his shots, it's no speed on it. If they get there, they land. You know, and that's not an 8-2.
Yeah, the immortal words of Joe Rogan, Diaz is a cardio machine, then some. And Masvidal as well, his conditioning. Put in the work, boy did he ever, as we mentioned. 6 months in Las Vegas away from his wife and kids. Diaz with the combination, including the uppercut. Ooh, there it is. Masvidal.
Yeah, both these guys put in the road work. Both these guys put in the work. Real training camps, you can tell.
Michelle, are they going to be able to find a way to truly separate themselves here in a minute and left in the butt?
One drop could win you the entire fight right here.
I could be wrong, but I think by my scorecard, if Diaz is going to get a knockout, this fight is going to be wrong. Which people would do. He'd be pissed. Sorry.
Boxing.
That right there, you get what Jorge should have been doing his entire fight, aiming for the
Final minute of the fight. Nate Diaz. And Masvidal.
right there.
I'll go back to Orthodox for a little bit. Calling for both fighters to the center of the ring. And it is time to find out who is the winner of this main event. The man with the answer is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Fernando Villarreal scores about 95 to 95, even a draw. Overruled by judges Rudy Barragan, who scores about 97 to 93. And Zachary Young, who sees it 98 to 92 in favor of the winner from Stockton, California.
The 209 is feeling fine. This sold-out crowd here in Anaheim. Giving enough for the California kid, Nate Diaz. Avenges the loss in the octagon, majority decision, a competitive close contest. But these two are now 1-1. Let's go
your hand raised. An incredible back and forth fight at a hellacious pace. How good does this feel?
It feels good to get the job done, for sure. Mission accomplished.
Nate, this crowd showed you California love from start to finish, 18,000 strong. How much did that fuel you?
Yo, I can feel the love out here in Cali every time. Every shout out to California. Come on, baby. You know what's up? It's all love.
How much respect do you have after this close fight?
It's whatever. It's always respect for anybody who's fighting. If it gets deeper than it is, it's whatever. But he showed up. He came to fight, and so did I. So it's all good.
You came out with a very aggressive pace from the start. Was the strategy look to drown him and tire him out late?
No, it was just to get in there and figure him out.
Nate, this is a big, high-profile victory. What's next for you?
I'm gonna beat Jake Paul's fucking ass. And I'm down to fight the highest ranked boxer I can find. Get him on a high level so people know who the fuck he is. And my main mission, my main objective, like I've always been, is to be the best fighter in the world. So I want to go back and get a UFC title.
You and Horton.
Leon Edwards, Jake Paul, and anybody the fuck else, you're dead.
Hey, congratulations. Fight. Your thought on the decision?
I thought I won. I thought I hit the hardest shots. He did land more volume, but I definitely thought I hit the way better shots. Win or lose, all praise to Jesus Christ, my Savior. And we can do it again with 1-1, you know, so we can definitely run it back in boxing. I felt I won that one. We'll find a place to do it and do it again.
You came out southpaw. Were you able to surprise him?
I definitely felt I landed more meaningful shots, you know, because they see the video, the judges will be a little misguided by the crowd. Every time he landed like an air jab, everybody went nuts. Was getting off on that, but the hardest shots, 100% I landed them. I never got hurt. Everybody saw that. I might have got hit with some volume, but there was no power punching involved.
As I mentioned, they came out really fast. Was there any thought that this may be too fast?
You asked the wrong question. What type of question is that?
Jorge, where do you go from here?
Back to the gym. 100% I landed him. I never got hurt. Everybody saw that. I might have got hit with some volume, but there was no power punching involved.
As I mentioned, they came out really fast pace. Was there any thought of you that this may be too fast?
You asking the wrong questions, bro. What type of question is that?
Jorge, where do you go from here?
Back to the gym, back to the drawing board, work on everything again. Nate wants to run it again, we can. I'm up for it, you know. Give a fuck, I came here to fight, you know.
Thank you so much.
Shit.
Oh, see, I want to see that shit. Historia. Where's that one?
asking the wrong questions, bro. Fuck type of question is that? Jorge, where do you go from here? Back to the gym, back to the drawing board, work on everything again. Nate wants to run it again, we can. I'm up for it, you know. Give a fuck, I came here to fight, you know.
Thank you so much.
Shit.
Let's go,
two-time boxing welterweight champion, Showtime Sean Porter, UFC bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley. And to put a button on the proceedings, let's go back to the fight desk and Amanda Guerra. Thank you.
I definitely know the judges were influenced by the crowd because a lot of those shots were landing in the corner. I was just getting my timing, throw 3-4 shots, it wouldn't land, and then I'd throw a good power shot. I'd see that I'd hurt him, I'd back him up, or he'd start goofing around, hurt him to the body numerous times, and I think 1 or 2 of the judges only gave me 2 rounds. It's just no way, you know. I definitely were looking at the fight right now in the locker room. The more meaningful shots and a lot more of them landed at me, so I just feel that it didn't go my way, but whatever, man. We're 1-1. We could run it back in somewhere like Vegas, make it a new Triple H, and let's fucking throw down, you know?
Last thing for me, Dean Toole said it, posted it earlier, 15 months in the making. How crazy was it, this 15 months run with you and Diaz, this rematch boxing? Can you wrap it up shortly in 15 months and finally happening tonight?
A lot of ups and downs. The fight got moved numerous times. You know, the camp was long. Thank God there was like no serious injuries. You know, towards the end, I got it. I had a couple injuries I had to battle through, but thank goodness I was able to make it here. All praise be to Jesus because I got this done, win or lose. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about the trade of boxing, the craft of boxing. Learned a lot about myself as well, and I got a lot of miles left in the tank. So I don't know who's going to be the next opponent, but we're going to be looking for somebody.
Hey, Jorge. Carla Prusa MMA over here.
Oh yeah.
Here. Oh man. What was it like going into this one as a fighter and as well as a promoter? What was it like balancing both?
A little tougher than just in the UFC where we just get handed one role, which is just fight, get in shape. So this was a little different, but fun, man. I'm a businessman and I loved it. This is I wouldn't do it any other way. You know, this was amazing. You know, we're determining how many pay-per-views we get to sell, all that shit. So I definitely love it. You know, it's more hands-on.
Now, last question for me, going forward, what's in the works maybe for your bare knuckle promotion? We expect some big shows coming up? Yeah, we definitely got a show. We're going to announce it pretty soon. We're going to throw one down towards the mid to the end of September. We got some bangers, a title fight on the card, so it's going to be a great one.
Jorge, so this is now 1-1, but you have so many different options, right? You have mixed martial arts, you have boxing, possibly something else. Do you know how you would want to do the rubber match with Nate Diaz? Where would you like to have it?
Definitely boxing. I guess call me a sore loser, and I don't want to do boxing. And if he wants to do MMA after that, we could do it. But definitely want to do boxing over everything, you know? Do it again.
You said you had a chance to kind of overlook the fight a little bit in the back. Was there anything that you saw in the footage that you kind of wasn't aware of during the fight? Because you said the crowd affected a lot of possibly the judges. Is there anything you saw in the fight or in the footage?
Shit, I mean, from what I saw, I definitely hurt him more than he ever hurt me. I got way cleaner shots, especially to the body. He never even did anything to my body. You know, I definitely hurt his body, and a couple of times that I hurt him, he backed up. He put a lot of pressure. He was coming forward, but he never hurt me. I don't think he landed any meaningful punches, you know, but 8 rounds to 2 is like fucking nuts, but whatever, bro, it's California, you know. I knew I had to get a knockout or, you know, some shit like this.
George Nushgross with the Orange County Register. 5 years ago in this building, Nate called you out. This felt like it could have been a full circle moment for you guys. Talk about seizing the moment in combat sports and how important that is for a fighter's career. And do you feel like you really did that with this promotion in this moment?
Definitely. I know no matter what, we put on a great fight. I mean, the shit people saying online, everybody's loving it. So I know it was a great fight, win or lose, you know. And that's what obviously the win first over everything, but then entertaining the crowd is another big part of it. So I'm glad we got to entertain everybody, and we could probably sell another arena wherever the fuck it's at.
After a long build up to this fight and this beef that's gone on for quite some time now, a lot of the promotional obligations, are you relieved that it's over now?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, because I love to compete, you know, and now I just got to look for the next one. I'm a dog. I'm a field dog. I don't like being in no cage and no kettle, so I'm just going to get right back to work, find the next opponent, get my ass in shape, and let's go.
So I know you know, some things could be in the works, but what direction do you want to go? I mean,
right now, shit, I couldn't tell you, you know. I'm going to sit down with my coaches, sit down with Solomon from Fam Meal and figure it out, you know. See, Nate wants to run it back or wherever the fuck it is. I'm going to just get in shape and try to take the head off.
And how many fights do you have left contractually with the UFC?
With the UFC, I got a couple more. With Fam Meal, I got 2. So I'm definitely going to do those 2 boxing matches.
Thank you.
Jorge, when you retired from MMA, you said you weren't seeing him like you felt comfortable.
Yeah.
But you went through a whole training camp and now a whole fight. How did you feel out there? Do you still have that?
No, I felt great.
Doubt?
I felt great. You know, it's just boxing now, so you're not worried about takedowns, kicks, elbows, and knees. So it's a little easier to see the hands coming. I'm not trying to take anything away from boxing. MMA is a little different. You got more weapons coming at you. But as far as tonight goes, I felt I was all right. I wasn't overwhelmed, and it was a good night.
Is there another name, if Nate's not available to you, that you'd like to box against?
Shit, right now we just hit the drawing board, see who comes up, and take his ass out.
Last question right here. Jorge, just one for me. I was watching the lead up to this fight and the videos that were released, and you said when you stopped training, you were kind of at the lowest point, you know, mentally, going through some things in life, and you went for that 2-hour run. You said you felt right at home. I know a lot of us in here are talking to Jorge Masvidal, the fighter. We look at you as a fighter, but mental health is a big thing in combat sports, and we kind of got to look out for our fighters. So I just want to know, as a man, how are you doing, brother?
Definitely not where I wanted to be tonight. I wanted to get my hand raised by a knockout. I wouldn't have been happy if I would have got a decision. But as far as like mental peace and all that, I got a great team behind me. My family's behind me. I got great friends. My kids fucking love me no matter what I do. So it's just stay healthy, stay training, and see what comes out of it. You know, I don't think I lost too much stock tonight, though I lost the fight. People saw that I come here to fight. I'm not here to pity pat or fucking eat salads and post it on Instagram. I just come to fight. That's all I do, you know. So just get right back on the workhorse and get to it.
Masvidal.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, stud?
What's up, man? I have a question. I noticed something from you implementing from the UFC and coming into boxing now. I've seen that you've been more ambidextrous and moving more in southpaw and switching it up to orthodox and normal stance. How does it feel converting into it now from boxing into UFC now that you've done both?
You know, it was a process when I first got to the gym. Hats off to Capetillo. He took me from the jump rope all the way to everything that I did tonight in the ring. He took away a lot of the shit that I didn't need in boxing, and the things that were working out that he saw, you know, this could work in a boxing ring. Let's polish them up and keep it moving. You know, so I'm still, it's a beautiful sport. I've always said it at all the arts and martial arts, it's the one that comes most natural to me, boxing. So I definitely feel that I got some advantages over a lot of motherfuckers. So I just got to keep training and keep working because I haven't mastered this craft nowhere near. So I just got to keep getting better, see where I end up at, you know?
You looked amazing tonight. I got to say that.
That's from the champ right there, bro.
And I think the scorecards were a little bit too wide. Very close. I agree with Solomon. Just keep it up, man. You're doing great. 2 more fights in boxing. I can't wait to see more.
Yes, sir. God bless, brother. Thank you, everybody. God bless.
No YouTubers and no little bitches.
Questions, guys?
Not YouTubers, you know, little bitch ones.
All right, who's got the first question?
I got it.
All right, let's go, Josh.
Hey, Nate. Josh Gross over here with the Orange County Register. 5 years ago, you made this fight happen. You made it out of thin air. You called out George. Could you have imagined that it would have led to something like this, something this big? Was that in your head at all?
Yeah, I figured whatever I was gonna do next was gonna be big back then too, and nobody's doing much or not doing anything much. So I like motherfuckers who could get it popping, and they should recognize that too. Do the same.
Nate right here. Simon Simano with MMA Junkie. You walk away from this fight with a majority victory. Is it a satisfying victory?
Yeah. As far as boxing goes, and and that, and what was the round count? What was the 7-3? Yeah, that's cool, but
a little bit more that.
With him, it should have been a real fight, but I'm happy I got the opportunity to fight somebody who I like a real fight, so it was good to have an opponent. We had something to fucking fight for.
What would be your assessment of the fight? Because Jorge came in here and said that you put pressure with a lot of volume, but you never really hurt him, and that he landed the bigger shots in the fight. Is that accurate to you, or what do you think of
I
his
think
assessment?
he threw the harder shots and was trying to kill, but couldn't get no jobs done. I never really got hurt. He made away a couple things that I was like, all right, motherfucker, I'm not gonna let you do that again. But if it was shorter round, I think we could have done a lot more damage, but it was 10 rounds, so I traded it like that.
Now that it's tied 1-1 between you guys, and he's got the victory from 5 years ago that felt a little, I know you felt a little burned by it, that it was taken from you from the doctors. This fight ends in a majority decision. Does it feel like this chapter of your career is closed, or would you like to run a trilogy with Jorge?
That's a whole nother situation for later. I think we're 1-0 on each other. He got to win in MMA, and I gotta fight. I gotta win in boxing, so who knows what's gonna happen next with him, but at some point,
And in the ring, you got on the mic, and the very first thing you did was you called out Jake Paul. Can we act, it's a fight that's been talked
just
about.
off the top of my head, I would like to whip his ass. I would like to get a win against Leon Edwards, who's the best fighter in the world right now at 170, and I think that's what something major who's actually gonna bring something that I could take and put in a credential box. That's what I'm going for. I'm not playing for no fucking fun fights, because that shit ain't fun.
Last thing for me, just to follow up then, the fact that the Jake Paul fight has been talked about for the last 2+ years, it seems. You guys have gone back and forth with each other on social media. You guys have gotten into it before. How realistic can we see a fight between you guys, whether that's boxing or an MMA?
It's fucking pretty realistic, as far as I'm concerned. That's the only thing I got in my head is whoever thinks they're fucking tired could get their ass whipped.
Nate, right here. I asked Chris this question as well. They released the payment before the fights tonight, and a lot of the members of Team Diaz were getting paid pretty well. So how does that feel to see your team getting paid well and the team being brought up together? And do you think that more people in combat sports should look out for their team the way that you do?
First and foremost, shout out to my boy right there with the Nell Boys. Happy Dad, and I see you consistent with this shit. That's tight. And everybody who's with me is fucking doing what I do, and they deserve the world. So, and a lot of other fighters probably in a similar situation. So it's up to them if they gonna get it, because we're gonna get it, and that's the plan. And I plan on all these guys that came with me to go a lot farther than they even fucking kicked off as. Like, they're gonna fucking blow up to the max if they keep their eyes on them, because these are the guys that'll take the war with me.
And then I just wanted to ask about the tribute to Mike Tyson, the Be Real that you walked out with. Just what was the thoughts behind it?
That's what this whole shit is all about. Come in here and fucking whip ass, and if you got the fucking mics and the cameras on you, tell them what's real. And when I saw Mike Tyson walk out like that, I think that's the fucking. That's what this whole shit's about.
Hey Nate, Carlo Perza MMA. The crowd was going absolutely electric tonight. That place was nuts. Do you enjoy getting a fight from your home state crowd?
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I know where everything's at here. I know what to do here. This is the best state and the best country in the world. So why would I not want to be here?
Last question, are fight days a little different without Nick?
100% less scary and fucking intense, and yes. If Nick's here, I better kill that motherfucker, cause that shit wasn't good enough.
Hey Nate, Danny here with Chicana Boxing. So what are you gonna smoke after this? Like what's the deal?
You got any weed?
Not with me, man. They checked me at the door.
Roll that shit up, whoever got it. Yeah, whatever I can find.
Nate, right here. Congrats on the win. Did you get a chance to see any highlights from Chris' performance? And if so, what did you think?
Well, I watched Chris fight and it got me, that shit got me more confident, pumped up, and warmed up. I knew it would be like that, but you know how it is. Your boy's going to fight, and when he went in there and round one happened, I was like, all right, warm up round, and then I saw stuff start happening. I was like, no way, Chris got this, and Chris the best boxer. Chris, Alan Sanchez, my boy Luciano Ramos, and Jose Guay, who fought on the card tonight, and Kenny Lopez. These motherfuckers are I'm telling you, the best boxers, the best fighters in the whole world, and time will tell you that. Time will show you that. But yeah, fucking Chris handled business, showed out, and did what he was supposed to do, and that's a soldier right there, and I appreciate that because it warmed me up and got my job done.
So the same night that you called for the BMF fight, in this building, you defeated Anthony Pettis. What insights did you give to Chris in preparation for tonight?
Oh, Chris know what he's doing. I didn't tell him no insight. I was just rocking with him like he was rocking with me. I go in and have the worst days of my life with Chris. So I already know. Like you see my sweatshirt walking out, be real, right? I'm not fucking just capping about somebody to do something. I got some friends that suck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I'm talking about these guys, it's fucking no joke.
Last question, Alan.
If you think so, pull up with it.
Congratulations, 18,500 fans, a sellout. Ellie Seckback reporting, Conor McGregor today said he's betting $500,000 on you. He broke down the fight, he picked you to win, and you just made him $1.1 million.
Yeah. That's cool. Good job for us.
Any message to your fans, people who love you and support you? What's next?
Love the fans, love the people, love the press for coming out too and doing all that. Fucking big show, big night. Had a good time. Thanks for coming. Love, I appreciate everybody. West Side name was Bobby.
I'm here alongside
What happened?
New Year's Eve.
This interview was conducted months after McGregor became double champ in Cage Warriors.
You have said that your goal is to get into the bigger organization.
The aim for everyone is to get to the UFC, the premier promotion. I mean, no, we give out no other shit. Yeah, with the UFC, it went nothing. It can happen any day.
Do you think the call is?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Yeah.
Next fight will be.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Just keep positive. If the call comes, the call comes.
But in the weeks that followed this interview, the call didn't come.
Only just before he got the second belt, I'd emailed Sean Shelby for the 50th time, and I was still getting rejected.
He's witty, he's charming, he's loud, he can fight like hell.
There's only so many times you can ask a girl out and get rejected and keep asking.
But for sure, McGregor persevered, right? You know how the story ends.
Just believe in yourself. Believe that you're better than everyone else. Be cocky and be confident and be humble. Train hard.
Believe it or not, despite saying all these things, when the call from the UFC never came, Conor McGregor decided to quit.
I've been making history for a long time now.
So wait, how could Conor give up so close to his dream?
Oh, so you didn't read my book, no? You told me you read my book.
Yeah.
Cage Warriors might have been a top promotion in Europe, but it's still not a lucrative place for a fighter to ply his trade.
Conor would fight for a world title on Cage Warriors and be paid 500 euros. Realistically, you can fight 3 times in the year, so that's 1,500 euros per year.
Jesus.
I'm doing this 10 years, I'm fighting for 500 euros 3 times a year. You know, what money is that? His girlfriend's driving around and beat up Peugeot.
I was thinking, you know what, this game, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
After almost 10 years pursuing a contract with the UFC, Conor McGregor finds himself back to the place he fought so hard to escape.
We come from nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I come from nothing.
When he's came from, you do well to get out of the estate and get a half-decent job. If you do that, you do better than 95% of the people that are still in that situation.
Like, there's so much despair back home.
Where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths.
There was no real great boxers or fighters in my family. We were outlawed. It's into the hills in Scotland, you know, so...
Tony was a taxi driver. Margaret was a housewife, or a homemaker as they call them nowadays.
In my home, like many other homes in Ireland, the real stress and the real fights come from the mortgage. A lot of people are getting evicted from their homes around here. So that's something that I grew up with. That was a big stress in my family. It caused a lot of stress, so...
And I'd always look at what their stresses came from, and I'd always, as a young boy, look and be like, I want to one day be able to take those stresses away from them.
He was born with cysts like this, and the midwife said to me, the first word was, oh yeah, he's going to be a fighter.
There was 3 kids. There was Aaron was the eldest, Eva was the middle one, and then Conor was the youngest boy.
I was literally, for the whole of my childhood, the opponent. Like, I would be sitting, minding your own business, watching telly, flicking through the channels, and he'd come in and be like, Conor McGregor, and he'd like bounce off me, and then I'd like get me legs up in the air, be like, leg.
Had this cheeky grin, you know, he'd say something or do something, he'd have a little cheeky grin.
Cockiness and a bit of a celebrity swagger about him, yeah.
He wasn't afraid to speak up for himself, you know.
When I was a little boy, I used to say to my ma, when I grow up, I want to be Superman. That was what I used to say to him. Every Christmas, I'd say, get me everything Superman. As I got older then, I was Muhammad Ali.
Ali was one of my first heroes in combat sport. I watched documentaries on him, I read books on him, and he was captivating the audience. He was entertaining, and he had passion and conviction. And I was just a young kid watching this.
People that are chasing their dream no matter what people are saying, no matter what people think. People who do stuff that people say they can't do.
Although Conor had given up on that mission, the universe had other plans.
I first heard about Conor from the internet, which is where you hear about everything, right? I saw a clip on the internet of him finishing somebody, and then I watched a series of his fights. He's got that thing, you know, whatever it is. It's hard to figure out what that thing is, but you know when people have it. There's that one thing that makes you want to pay attention to them. Joe Rogan gave him a shout out. And then all of a sudden the UFC did have an opening. Sean Shelby replied late January. He just says, look, there's a fight. I was very excited, and I start ringing Conor.
And then the phone rang one night. I was about to go out with my friends, and it was John. And I didn't answer it.
He thought I was ringing him to give him a hard time.
And then it rang, and it rang, and it rang. I was like, nah, f it, I'm not going back. I'll figure something else to do.
And then eventually I had to just text him. I was like, answer your bloody phone.
How do you feel about making your UFC debut in 9 weeks?
I could almost hear him screaming from Ireland.
I put the phone down, I went home, and then I showed up at the gym the next day and put the work in.
But it was funny that we went the whole phone call, and he never asked who was he fighting.
By pure coincidence, days after Conor signs with the UFC, Dana White visits Dublin to receive an award.
First of all, truly honored to be receiving this award. It means a lot to me.
Jose, fair play for signing Conor McGregor, and what do you think about him, and when did you start seeing?
Everybody was coming up to me, talking to me about Conor McGregor, and I had dinner with him. And when I left that dinner, I called my partner Lorenzo, and I said, I don't know if this guy can fight on it, but if he can even throw a punch, this kid's going to be a huge superstar.
Conor recently said he's going to single-handedly drag the UFC back to Ireland.
I believe him.
I always knew I only need one chance. I always felt I was better than everybody. I always felt all I needed was to get in there once, just give me one shot and I'll take it home. So I always had these visions of something, but I just didn't know what it was.
I used to sneak out of the house late at night, and there used to be a little grass patch by my home. I'd take the football out and play on the grass patch on my own.
Kick the ball against the wall, and I'd pretend I scored a goal, and I'd run off and I'd be raising my hand.
And I would visualize a screaming arena cheering me on.
McGregor?
Yeah.
Okay. During the course of the week, sir, you're not taking sleep medication, no diuretics?
This should have been a routine check, but it was anything but.
That was a nightmare. That was a nightmare.
Sunday I wakes up with wisdom tooth just coming through. Like the bit of gum was coming out with a wisdom tooth on his step. All of this pain now, but I was crippled with pain, couldn't sleep around. What's that, 5 days before the weigh-in?
You're not taking any sleep medication, no diuretics, nothing for any type of head cold, hay fever, allergies, infections?
The pain is still there. I can't sleep, not sleeping at night, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning in a bad way.
Do not, absolutely do not take aspirin, Advil, Aleve. Those are blood thinners. Ibuprofen or muscle relaxers, you don't want to take those 5 weeks.
So I've been on 6 antibiotics a day, and painkillers fucking since Sunday.
The only thing that you can ingest for any, whatever ails you, headache, whatever, is Tylenol.
So by the Wednesday, he was really in a bad way. So we went to the dentist and they said, you're going to need an operation. Take this out. I was like, okay, well, if he gets an operation today, can he eat Saturday night? And they were like, no, of course not. And then, you know, the following day is Thursday, so starvation day, no food, no water, and made waiting to Friday.
Okay, so really come out.
Every guy thinks they're a bit bigger.
We are excited to see Conor McGregor step into the octagon. He is truly the most highly touted Irish prospect to ever fight in the UFC. 9 first-round finishes for the Fighting Pride of Dublin.
We're doing this thing where we're getting everybody's name together from your actual voice, so that our announcers pronounce your name correctly. You get kind of
Yeah. Conor McGregor.
One more time.
Conor.
Welcome to the UFC, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So there's been a lot of hype. I guess the hype is real, man.
Yeah.
Good, man. We're pumped. So welcome.
To be honest, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just after hearing $60,000 and I'm just thinking of what I'm going to spend on it, you know? Just last week I was collecting the social welfare, you know what I mean?
You're only 1-0 in the UFC, but it feels like in some ways you're 10-0 by the attention and by the buzz surrounding you. I know you watched 163. What do you think of Aldo's performance? Are you ready for this, man?
Jose Aldo is the #1 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. He has gone 10 years undefeated. You don't see that in the sport.
He is time and time again defended against the best fighters in his weight class.
Aldo, come on, there is no opponent, you know what I mean? This is my division, this is my time. I'm ready. Now here I am, I'm at the making a big name for myself on the mixed martial arts scene. I'm at the making some money. And
Conor, you were an apprentice plumber, right?
Yeah.
And is that something that you wanted to do, or was that something you were pretty much railroaded into?
Yeah, the Irish mentality is when you're finished school, if you're not going to college or anything, you have to get a job straight away. There's no chasing your dreams. Get a trade or get in and do a job. So
How bad was that?
the plumbing?
Yeah.
Horrendous. I used to be getting up at like 5:30, 4:45 in the morning, pitch black out, freezing.
To get him to go in the wake him up in the morning and get him up to go was an absolute nightmare.
There was the distance as well. It was a huge distance.
Work was about two and a half hours drive away, and then to be on that building site for 12, 14 hours a day, and then another 2-3 hours drive back.
I was on them building sites cold and damp. It's the hard work that's not respected and not admired.
I'm looking around on the site and I'm looking at the fully qualified people, you know, bad backs and bad posture.
That was not me. You know, I knew I could do something better. I knew I had something in me. I just wasn't sure even what it was.
It's at that crucial moment that Conor would receive a gift that would change his life forever.
My sister came to me with a book,
The Secret, The Law of Attraction, a book on the law of attraction. Yeah, that was what changed my life.
That a man can change himself and master his own destiny is the conclusion of every mind who is wide awake to the power of right thought.
You can almost visually create your entire world. No, not almost, you actually can.
Your current thoughts are creating your future life. What you focus on the most will appear as your life. Your thoughts become things.
If you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want. And all that is left is a compromise.
So if you want to change your circumstances, you must first change your thinking.
Your true passion should feel like breathing.
It's that natural.
When you visualize, you generate powerful thoughts and feelings of having it now. The law of attraction then returns that reality to you, just as you saw it in your mind.
You truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
4 weeks away from Conor's next fight against Max Holloway.
August 17th, I'm going to prove my worth once again.
And this is a big fight with you two badass out guys.
I just can't wait to fight this guy. You know, this guy, he brings a lot of tools to the table, and
There's 2 things I really like to do, and that's whoop ass and look good. I'm doing one of them right now, and Saturday night, I'm going to do the other. Keep looking there, shake them out for me. Chin down a little bit. There you go.
God, he really looked scary up there, didn't he? Like, he looked vicious.
146 from Mr. McGregor. Well, what a weekend it's been in Boston. The Irishman, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor says he is not surprised by the attention he has received. The kid has got something special.
Although Conor would fight his way to a unanimous decision, what looked like a trivial incident would derail his entire career.
he took me down, and then I had him in half guard,
Went to advance the pass guard. I had pass, had the underhook, was sliding the knee through.
and I had like his ankle. And right when he didn't pass, I like hit.
As it was caught, he bridged and rolled and it just went, I just popped. I kind of bring it back as if I'm going to go across that way. Look at the way it's going that way.
That's how he hurt his knee in the fight.
I let out a little scream.
Like a hurtful scream.
Stopping wasn't in my head. I just took it to a place where I could control it. I don't give a shit. It feels like a loss to me, to be honest. I wanted to finish, you know. I just can't get it out of my head, but looking back, I should have just pulled my knee from my leg and hit him with it, you know what I mean? That's what I'm...
That's all right. No, it's good.
Knee popped out.
Hey, you won. I mean, never apologize for winning.
That's where I popped, but I could feel a fluid in here.
That pop turned out to be a complete tear of his ACL.
You know, you start Googling about that, and that's the end of a lot of athletes' careers.
What Conor did not expect is...
Wow, I didn't think I'd see you again.
No.
I am ready for war.
Yeah, well, it's actually called War Thunder, sponsor of this video.
I say it how I want to say it, yeah?
Listen, I don't have time to play right now. I'm filming.
I mean, the man. Ladies first.
When we heard the news first and it was 10 months out, I just thought, oh my God. You know, he was riding the crest of a wave here and then just to be smashed down with that serious injury.
Although Conor's dad looks concerned, he's the one who initially did everything he could to stop Conor from pursuing fighting.
Well, I moved from criminal when I was 16. I met a guy who was doing jiu-jitsu. Tom Egan, his name was.
Conor was working as an apprentice plumber, which I know he wasn't enjoying.
You know, he knew I did karate and he was very interested in it. He only really played soccer at the time.
They went to school together, and they would, at break time, spar each other.
Have a knock.
Have a knock.
And I was doing some boxing at the time, some kickboxing. And around the same time we started seeing the UFC on TV. 2 little 16-year-old kids out the back of his shed, the concrete floor, basically punched their head up to the really good. And then that was that.
And we found an actual MMA gym, which was run by John Cavan, a straight blast gym in Ireland.
Now, what are your first memories from meeting Conor?
Loud. You can hear him for half an hour before you see him. And
every gym I went to was always, they had that set way. You must stand this way, you must kick this way, you must punch this way. But with John, when I went to John, he had a more open mind and he encouraged different movements. And I'd never experienced that before. I'd never heard a coach say that to me before. And that stuck in my head, and I thought to myself, you know, this guy is thinking outside the box, you know what I mean? John showed us a different approach to combat sport, a different way of thinking.
You might be happy being training somebody to be the best in Dublin. And so that's not my goal. My goal is to produce a UFC champion. Not a UFC fighter, UFC champion.
John believed in me and made me believe in myself that we could go and do this. He put his faith in me when no one else would put their faith in me. I was always the kid at the end of class running out the front door when it was time to pay, you know, and John just overlooked that. I'm happy now that we're here. Then I started thinking, you know what, there's a career, maybe I can make something out of this. Well, what else am I going to do? I don't really want to do anything else.
I really, really, really love it. It's like an addiction for me. It's all I do. I train twice a day.
he had an obsessive mindset.
Just constantly messaging me. What about this? What about that? What about this?
That's all I think about. I don't want to do anything else. It's as simple as that.
There was no career path. You know, no one had done it before. It was kind of like we were all like training super hard, super intense, with no real end to this.
Yeah.
I remember during one lunch break, I was in the car park and it was pissing rain down and there was some music playing and it was like there wasn't even words to it. It was just a kind of a beat and I got like real. I went somewhere with it and I was like, I'm out of
of here. I just did it. I said, I don't give a... Went back, said I'm not doing that job anymore. When I got home, my mother and father said, how come you're not still at work? And I told my father, I said, there's not a hope in hell you're going to ever get me back on that building site again. And he essentially said, we'll see about that. All hell broke loose. But he had many fights where he tried to get me back onto the building site.
Were they actual fights? You're not talking about arguments? You're talking about actual fights?
They were actual fights. I'm talking full-on fights. You come in and punch it. We're going at it. Yeah, we're going at it.
You're punching back.
We threw down. This is... Welcome to Ireland. This is the way it is.
What does your mom say about that? Who's so protective of you?
When Tony and Connor were having their arguments over the fight, I used to get really upset and all. I'm saying, like, you know, because they just totally disagreed on.
For a good while, I never spoke. I didn't really speak to my daddy. We just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime we did speak was to fight. I said to my dad, I said, listen, by the time I'm 25 years old, I'm going to be a self-made millionaire. And he laughed at me.
How old are you?
I'm 24 now, so...
How's your name?
Steady.
Yeah, you favorite?
Yeah, I usually have to concentrate.
A complete tear of the ACL will not heal on its own because there's no blood flow supplying that ligament.
So you have to replace the ACL, you have to build a new ACL.
Your prior ACL is completely removed, a piece of your own patella tendon cut out and surgically implanted into there to become your ACL.
After surgery, you're just in bed, alone, fighting depression daily.
Were you afraid for a second with the injury?
I knew I could conquer it. You know, George conquered it. That was a big inspiration for me because I knew I saw how he conquered it, and I spoke with him before I went to the surgery.
How's the knee coming on?
I'm ahead of schedule for the time that I had the surgery and the time that I'm doing my rehab. I'm ahead of schedule.
I'm ahead of George. I'm competing with George in my mind. You know what I mean? It took George 10 months to come back. I'm looking to do it in 6. Right now, I'm clear to run on concrete. I can also box sparring.
There was talk he might be finished. He had got a year without competition.
This is a huge opportunity for the fans in Ireland. They've been waiting for a UFC for over 5 years, and now in the main event is Conor McGregor. It's going to be fun.
Dana White seems to have embraced you. He badly needs a star. Have you had a lot of fun partying with him? I mean, you've been seen in his Ferrari.
King of Las Vegas, Dana White, with the King of Dublin, the notorious Conor McGregor.
You know, the question is, can this kid break into the top 10? Can he break into the top 5? And can he challenge for a world title? If he can, oh my God, the Irish are going to go crazy, man.
I'm going to blow the roof off this place. The whole country's going to shut down.
Having an Irish fighter headline a UFC card was unheard of.
As far as the UFC were concerned, Ireland didn't exist.
An Irishman in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at. I was laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC.
But now we are here, back with our roots, back in Ireland, where we first started.
Our very first fight, he showed up really late, gets in the ring, barely warmed up, and he had that classic thing the fighters have when you're in the ring. You look around, and you're like, what the f*** am I doing here? Why am I doing this? You look at your gloves, you look at your opponent, you're like, what am I doing? And he said he looked down into the ground. I was holding a beer with my hair all done, all dressed up, and I was like, let's go, Conor, good man. And he's looking at me going, this was your idea. Why am I in here? This is your idea. You're out there chilling and I'm in here. I didn't even want to do this. Like.
Tom wasn't the only friend of Conor watching that night.
About 2 months after I met Conor, he had his first MMA fight, and I thought, I'm gonna vomit. Like, there's no way I could get more nervous than this.
Keep in mind, at that point in time, Conor's family still didn't support him.
Who was the loved one who questioned this as a career choice the most?
To be honest, every one of them questioned it.
I don't think that as a family we understood that for a long time.
But there is one person who did from the get-go.
Just saying she really believed in you for a long time.
Yeah.
She did.
I always saw, even from then, the dedication that he put in, and we'd be driving home from his gym sessions and listen to the music, and he'd be saying, no, I'm gonna make it, and talk about his dreams. And
You organised Conor's life, is it?
pretty much.
My girlfriend worked very, very hard throughout the years coming up and stuck by me when essentially I had absolutely nothing. I only had a dream that I was telling her.
And I see what Connor puts into the training. I know how hard he works, so he's never going to lose, you know? In my eyes, anyway.
Pair of shades? Too much?
No shades.
See, most people say, nah, that's too much. She's like, no, shades on. It's never too
When
much.
it's too much, that's how you know you're not in the right direction.
Yeah.
Connor's performance would open the door to contract negotiations with the UFC.
This Sunday head out to Vegas. I'm gonna talk a big ass business here. About ripping up that old contract. You show up, you do your job. You do what you're supposed to do and you get rewarded. And today, I signed a big deal. Years of hard work, years of dedication. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I'm one of the big dogs now. I'm only getting better.
Like, are we talking John Jones good, Anderson Silva good?
I'm only scratching the surface. But I'm still better than every one of them.
I don't give a what anybody says. Ali, Connor, both level when it comes to mental warfare.
Really?
The two best of all time when it comes to mental warfare.
Wait, break that down.
You know, Dustin Poirier's no joke. He's a really good fighter.
Everybody thinks he's the next big thing, so let me show him he's not.
Make no mistake, he's afraid. He's a scared little boy. The first time we came face to face and he put his fists out like that and I went head to head, there wasn't a peep out of him. When you go face to face with a man and he bows before you, you don't advance on it. You pat him on the head and carry on.
He would make these guys play into his game, get into their heads, and embarrass them and outwit them in every way, shape, and form.
This man has never knocked nobody out cold. He's a bully. He's slow. He has no skill, no footwork. He's awkward.
He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back arse of nowhere.
He's nothing but a tramp. He's a bum. I'm the world's greatest.
I sit back, smile, go in and put him away in one round.
He must fall in 5 rounds, but if you talk about me, I'll cut it 3.
It's going to be a first round KO, mark my word.
And after I'm through beating him, I think he'll have to join the Beatles and be a singer. Psychological warfare. You know, where you torture these motherfuckers. Tell me about that.
Know yourself to know others. That's a Bruce Lee quote. If you truly know yourself, you can know others. So I know what way I feel. I know what way that man feels. I know what I can say to push his buttons. I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair. Or, you know, his cousin's probably named Cletus or something. I don't. He's a nice kid.
Guy's been running his mouth and nobody's made him pay for it. So it's time to punish him.
Dustin thinks it's all talk, but when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all talk. I know what he's thinking. I know what he's afraid of. I know his worries, and I put them out there. Dustin's little pea head is gonna get removed. It's gonna get put into my collection, and I'm gonna get on my way to the gold. I get them thinking about it. His chin is deteriorating. A gust of wind, and he does the chicken dance.
He shall be known as officially as the mummy. He drags like that out his opponent.
You ain't shit, boy. You ain't shit. Yeah, you ain't shit.
Sounds good. What's up?
His emotions are getting to him. If you look closely at his eyes, they're offline to where I am. Emotions cloud reaction. So when I shifted fast, his emotions were clouding his reaction, so his eyes couldn't track me. The same way it's going to be in the fight. When I shuffle in there and make them little sharp turns, his eyes won't be able to follow my movement. That's when the shot will hit him. That's when he'll go stiff.
We get to a featured bout in the featherweight division. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus the notorious Conor McGregor. 146 for Conor. 145 and a half for Dustin Poirier.
call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
I keep telling people, but they keep doubting me. I tell them they don't believe me.
Connor, congratulations. I don't know how you do it. You seem immune to pressure. You got an entire nation on your shoulders, and you rise above it once again.
This is what gives me energy. Saying I'm gonna do something. Putting it out there for the world to see, and then going out and doing it. There's no better feeling in the world than that. And it's as easy as that. Say what you're gonna do, and go and do it. I will be one of the top in the world, no doubt. I'm 100% confident that I will make it to the top. I have the skills, I have the dedication, and it's something I really, really want. So I plan to take out everyone in Ireland that stands in my way. Words can't even describe, but it will happen, and I'll let you know when it happens.
At the beginning, he went through a really good spell. He was competing well, he was training hard. And again, he gets to get into those kind of late teens, problem years, I think it's 18, 19, 20, and maybe he went a little bit off road.
Dublin isn't a massive town, and I soon discovered that Connor was hanging around with the kind of people who were best avoided by anyone wanting to become a successful professional athlete. Connor would be in the gym for hours every day, for weeks at a time, and then he'd suddenly be gone.
I was in and out of the gym, I'd go and I'd fight, then I'd off for 2 months, then I'd go back, you know what I mean? That was the kind of relationship I had. Now,
he was kind of one of those guys in the back of my head. I thought, this guy is incredible, but he's not really focused.
There were huge cracks in his ground game that would need to be filled in, and that wouldn't be an overnight job.
I had no respect for jiu-jitsu. I had no respect for the grappling arts. I was a boxer.
Perhaps there was a side of me that felt this cocky boxer needed to be submitted in order to appreciate the importance of that aspect of the game. And maybe that side of me also felt that he needed to be taught a lesson, because Connor's mind still seemed to be focused more on partying than on training.
And I got caught in a leg lock.
And it was too late for Connor to realise that his leg was trapped. And he tapped. But that was a tough loss the hard loss for him to take.
And then I was like, you know what, this game, and drifted off.
A week went by, and there was no sign of Connor. A week then became a month.
And we kind of missed him for about a year in the gym.
And the next thing I know, I'm sitting in my house, depressed down my head one night after my out, or a weekend, partying and doing all sorts of shit. And a while went by, and Tom got the contract. Then.
Connor's training partner, Tom Egan, became the first Irish fighter to compete in the UFC, while Connor started sinking into depression.
I won't look past Dennis. I will look through him exactly where I plan on going. And then it's on to big business. Jose will be told what to do. He'll be told he must fly economy to Ireland. And then he will hand over that belt on home soil.
Agora, quando o McGregor começa a parte dele lá, falando, tal, isso te afeta ou você tá meio que pouco seguro?
Então, te falar uma coisa bem não, meu. Tô cagando e andando porque ele fala. Ele pode falar o que for. Como eu já falei, o burro fala o que quer. O rei sou eu.
In a span of just 2 years, this young man has gone from relative unknown to superstardom around the world.
That jump outside the cage, nothing out. He made it impossible for that fight not to happen.
Today, we are kicking off the World Championship Press Tour that's going to visit 10 cities in 5 countries over the next 12 days. Your champion,
If this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to walk. Look into my eyes, little man. You're Brazilian. again. It looks good, right? Say goodbye. Come get it. Don't look. I'm your father. I'm your daddy, yeah? Call me Jose Senior. Sit on my lap, kid.
Com certeza, mano. Vou matar esse filho da puta, vou arrancar a cabeça dele, mano. Filho da puta cheio de mão, falador pra caralho. Se eu cima dele, não vai nem ver. Só tá os bichos em cima dele. Vai se arrepender.
Connor knew that Aldo did not want to be touched.
His coach was ringing Dana. He better not put his hands on Jose.
Okay, Beverly?
Let's reconfigure the seat there.
Okay, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, can we put Connor over here maybe, or over here? Let me see.
Dá um soco na cara desse filho da puta.
O que foi?
Pegou no meu pescoço, tá cheio de mão.
See how serious he is about the touching thing? He's so...
That's a huge respect for him. Yeah, for sure.
Jose is at the end of his rope.
Irish never fought for anything like that in your life.
Aldo, you're gonna get spiked, man. Jose, after Connor beat you, are you gonna cry like a little bitch?
Question for Jose. I see you've changed translator. Does he know you're a loser as well? Jose!
That wasn't a question.
Josie, you look tired. Connor, you look fresh as
to rip his head off.
It will be done in one.
Sunshine.
Let's hug.
This is what you call a rude awakening.
Yeah.
He broke his rib.
Oh my god. So what happens now?
I finally received a phone call from the McGregor household, but it wasn't Connor on the other end of the line.
I love my mother dearly. I love her to bits. You know, she reached out to John.
I was wondering if you could come up and see Connor, she said. He's lost his way a little bit. We're a bit worried about him.
Like doing no good, you know what I mean? I wasn't doing anything.
Causing trouble?
Yeah, all my friends doing stupid shit, you know what I mean?
She told me a bit more, that he seemed to be in a state of depression and refused to leave his bedroom. I don't think anybody other than you can help him, she said.
She recognized that anytime I was in the gym, I was happy. And then all of a sudden I'm in my room, and I knock on the door and it was John.
When I opened the door, he looked like he had seen a ghost. He certainly didn't resemble the healthy young athlete I had gotten to know.
We had a very, very frank discussion. You know, I just told him, I thought he was thrown away, a lot of ability and a lot of promise, basically wasting it.
I asked him to tell me if I was wasting my time. Should I leave the house and never come back again, or do you want to start off with a clean slate?
We can go and do it, Thomas, if they're getting signed. I'd like you to come back. Let's chase it. We can do it. Let's do it. This is what you need to do. We need to show up here. We need to put in more hours than everybody. It needs to be every single second of your life. There cannot be no outside.
There were tears from both of us, but we made a commitment to each other there and then. The following Monday, Connor returned to the gym.
So it's your mother that
Yeah,
deserves the credit.
definitely. My mother definitely. And seeing the way my ma reached out and got John up, and then John came up, and seeing these people that are putting that time into me and putting that faith in me, that made me think, you know what? I'm going to do them proud.
That was, I guess, one of the big turning points in Connor's career, because he came back and he came back with a vengeance.
Training twice a day, every day. My preparation for fights has been great. My game has come along. From where I was at the start of the year to where I am now is really is something how much I've come along. It just goes to show that hard work and dedication really does pay off. The year has gone great. I've established myself as one of the top contenders in Ireland.
Connor's ready to go. The #1 guy in the world, Chad Mendes, is ready to go. So it makes sense. They'll fight for the interim title, and whenever Jose Aldo is ready, then that fight can happen to unify.
It does not matter to me who's standing across the ring. It will be the same outcome. If you're pound for pound #1, it shouldn't matter. Whoever it is, man. Goodbye.
Chad Mendes is a very dangerous guy and a really good wrestler.
I think the question's always been asked is, how's McGregor's ground game?
Turns out, Connor's second career loss would also happen by submission.
Chad's a bad matchup for Conor McGregor, and I think Conor knows that.
I mean, he's a one-dimensional fighter. He's a stand-up fighter. That's it, bottom line. I mean, he doesn't have anything else.
He doesn't have wrestling, he doesn't have jiu-jitsu. You know, you wipe all that hype out of here, I'm gonna get in there and destroy this dude.
You know, we've never seen Conor get in there and be tested against someone the level of wrestling as myself.
But that fight would be McGregor's last defeat on European soil.
And then when that fight ended, I was like, I will never let that happen again.
Given how he had reacted to his only other defeat, I expected him to go missing again. When I arrived at the gym on Monday morning to find Connor on the mats, I was massively surprised. Just 36 hours after being beaten, he was back in the gym and ready to right the wrongs.
Stop, huh? On my leg? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. No. Wasn't that leg, was it? It's cracking its leg. Get that on the straight, will you?
Connor injures the same knee he tore against Holloway.
Essentially, I tore my ACL. 80% of it is it.
I couldn't walk. I could not walk. There was a period in the camp where I couldn't even stand up straight.
Okay, bud.
Conor is training without ACL. I mean, you're not supposed to be able to walk without ACL.
I always said to myself, every damn day I woke up, I said, the true greats, they conquer adversity. The true greats can slice through adversity, no problem.
And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sunderland. I'm experienced now, professional. Jaws been broke, been lost, knocked down a couple times. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning. Throw thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock. Angela Stone. Hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. Fast. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom. Hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Fast.
Conor climbs the ranks of Cage Warriors, things take a dark turn. His father gets diagnosed with cancer.
He went through a tough time as well because he got testicular cancer. So he got sick and all over it. In my head I was thinking maybe I done that because he's worried about me and doesn't know what I'm going to do, and all these fights that were happening all the time. And me and dad were worried about me and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. But as far as my father was concerned, I was just fighting in a cage and with no career path or no nothing ahead of me.
Irish Death Bureau. Down to join the queue. Join the Death Bureau. Join the queue.
Despite his success in the octagon, Conor goes on social welfare.
It had been talked about that you were on welfare and things like that. How bad were things for you at that point?
Yeah, you know, I was on social welfare, had no job, didn't really know, I was just chasing a dream.
How about any tough times though when you
Of course, there's tough times either way. There's tough times when you're doing your stupid little job that you hate every minute of, and there's tough times when you're broke for a while while you're chasing your dream, you know what I mean? But don't dwell on that, you know what I mean? Just pursue what you love, do what you love, you know what I mean?
What has been the biggest effect of Conor's success, fame, achievements?
Without doubt, it was releasing us from our mortgage. So we are no longer incumbent by a mortgage. So that was a big weight off our shoulders,
I took every bill off of their hands. Every single bill. My whole family is retired young now, so
I always visualize what given would feel like given to people who have given to me. So it's good. That's something I always dreamed of.
This past summer, Conor McGregor captured a UFC world title and achieved yet another in a long list of prophecies. But the legitimacy of that belt is under great scrutiny.
This now sets up a fight with Jose Aldo that will be easily the biggest fight in the history of the UFC.
You see that MGM every day.
He won his first Cage Warriors world title and his mother was at it. Just walking out of the cage, she kind of grabbed me and stopped me and said, remember that day I called? I bet you'd come up to the house to talk to me. So it's been like a movie moment. She was a bit teary and it was kind of a nice, this happy ending to the story. I should say happy beginning because I really feel Conor's only kind of starting to fulfill his ability.
It was only when I saw him in Cage Warriors, when his opponent was called out, I just saw this big blockhouse coming out to music and lights, and I looked at this guy. He was more mature in years than Conor. He would have been about 25, 26, 27 even. And I thought, oh boy, this is my son's opponent. And then they announced Conor, and Conor came out to the music and to the lights. And when he walked down that ramp, I didn't see a boy then. I saw a man. My boy becoming man. And I knew at that moment, and that was a defining moment for me. And when he won the fight, I knew that was it. That's what it was going to be, It's not often that a father will admit that. He was right, and his father was wrong.
all that matters is how you see yourself.
My name is Conor McGregor. I'm a professional MMA fighter.
And no matter what no one else says, as long as you see that and really believe in it, then that's what's going to happen.
My dream is to be world champion in the UFC. And I will be, guaranteed.
I'm not surprised, mother.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I plan to release part 2 when Conor fights next. Who knows when that will be. If you want to support the production of the next videos, you can now join the memberships here. It's the same as
can't be that old. This story is a work of fiction with no relationship to a real person.
Last night, sometime after 11 p.m., 5 people jumped off Cornelius Tower in Shibuya. It was later reported that all 5 died on impact. They say all 5 of them held hands when they jumped. A group suicide.
It felt good.
It was a beast.
Like a flood. A group died to kill yourself? Wow, that's a new one.
Extreme suicide.
Yeah, but they were hiding something. Like the building they jumped off.
We have to go.
You said it was just an illusion. You liar.
If you hate me, I understand. I am sorry. Takumi, welcome back.
This will be perfect. Prince, right?
Mr. Nishijo, I don't know if you're aware, but there are some pretty serious rumors floating around about you. Several people have been saying you're the killer behind the New Generation incidents. Is there any truth to those allegations?
Sure. Maybe there is. We must awaken quickly. General. Please, just kill me already. I can't do that.
Why not?
The silent weapon is manipulating the hearts of the people here. The enemy is engaging in indiscriminate human experimentation. You must turn your anger to the ones who created this madness. They're responsible for the New Generation murders. That's why you must awaken. You're the only one who can stop them.
Don't tell me what to do! I have to figure out why I'm here on my own terms! From now on, this is my life to live!
No, I didn't even start to
Its epicenter, if you'll pardon the pun, for an
I have to go.
You said it was just an illusion. You liar.
If you hate me, I understand. I am sorry. Takumi, welcome back.
Please just kill me. Please just kill me. Please just kill me. Please just kill me. So we can do This will be perfect. Prince, right? I can die here.
Mr. Nishijo, I don't know if you're aware, but there are some pretty serious rumors floating around about you. Several people have been saying you're the killer behind the New Generation incidents. Is there any truth to those allegations?
Sure. Maybe there is.
Go to college?
Yeah. So what?
So, I specifically told you not to do that. Imagine my shock when I saw that on...
Did you kill them?
I didn't kill anyone.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. The days of men killing men have long since passed. I've merely immortalized them. Killing is the gravekeeper's job.